What is going on, everyone? So today I want to do a 1 week review of the Pixel 3a. I've seen a lot of things online saying the Pixel 3 isn't all that because of its processor, of its how much RAM it has. Listen, this review will kind of change your mind. As always, I will be speaking my opinion and my opinion only. No one is paying me for this review. Yes, Google did send me this phone for free, but it doesn't mean I have to say everything that's good about it and not anything that's bad about it. There are a little, downsides to this phone, but overall, it's a great phone. I mean, for the money, you can't really complain. So let's get into the review. Now, the first thing, as always, I want to talk about the build quality of the Pixel 3a. Now, the build quality of this phone is good, okay? It's good. Yes, it is plastic. It's plastic, it's not glass. But why is that a bad thing? I mean, really, why is that a bad thing? If you drop this phone, that's one less side you gotta worry about cracking. Isn't that technically saving you money in the long run? Think about it. I mean, it's a plastic phone, but it doesn't mean it's cheap. It's a cheap product. It's cheaper to make than glass, but it's not cheap by standards of what people mean when they say the word cheap. You can squeeze this phone all you want. You can try bending it. You can try twisting it. You're not gonna hear any sort of creaks or squeaks as you would with maybe some older, cheaper plastic phones. This kind of brings me back to the good old iPhone 3GS days. And to be honest, I still think the iPhone 3GS was probably one of the best feeling iPhones ever made. Now, that's a pretty strong opinion of mine, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. The Pixel 3a copies its older brother, the Pixel 3, in terms of design. It still follows that same two-tone look. You got the fingerprint sensor on the back as well as the neon colored power button. The model I have here is the purple-ish, as they call it. In certain lighting, it looks white, and in others, it just looks, well, purple-ish. The buttons are probably the most clickiest buttons I have ever used on any phone I've had. You get a super satisfying click each time you press the power button or the volume control buttons. As you guys know me, I'm a sucker for clicky buttons. If a button on the phone is very mushy and you don't really get a nice satisfying feedback, I don't like it. Same thing goes with cases. If you got a case on the phone and it's a very mushy button and you don't really feel anything, it's nasty. I don't like it. Give me a clicky button. Google gave me a clicky button on the phone. That's amazing. Speaking of feeling good, the haptic feedback on this phone is very close to an iPhone. If you've ever typed on an iPhone, you know how good it feels to type on it. It's like you can click anywhere on the screen and you will feel the vibration almost specifically at that particular spot. The Pixel 3a gets very, very close to that. It's not on par with iPhone, but it's definitely improving a lot. I was typing on my, where is it? It's over there, you guys can't see it. On my Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus today, doing a little bit of research for a little bit. You can definitely tell a difference between this and a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. The S10 Plus definitely is not as, you don't really feel the clicks whenever you're typing. On here, you definitely feel it, and it's just so satisfying to type on this phone. I love it, hands down, that's for sure. Now, you can enable Google Assistant one of two ways. You can either say the magic words, or if you don't want to do that, maybe you're out in public, you don't want to feel weird about saying that, I don't know, listen, I'm not you, you tell me. But you can also simply squeeze the phone on the sides and you can enable Google Assistant. Just literally squeeze the phone. That's very impressive. To be honest, that's pretty cool. But let's say you put a case on the phone. Will it work with cases? Yes, it can, because you can customize how hard or how light you want to squeeze the phone. So let's say if you don't have a case on it, you can leave it stock. But if you have a case on it and the case may not be as squishy on the sides, you can bring the sensitivity down all the way and you can still enable it through cases. Speaking of cases, let's hear a quick word about the channel sponsor, Rhinoshield. The case I have on at the moment is the Rhinoshield Crash Guard, aka Bumper. So you can show off the back of the phone, but still maintain excellent drop protection and anti-slip feeling. If the Crash Guard seems too fragile for you, you can use their solid suit case. You can customize just about everything about the case. They have over 70 original print designs along with exclusive artist collaboration designs. You can even get premium stampings, which you can imprint your name, initials, or maybe some meaningful word with gold or silver foil. If you want to have the power button stand out, they do offer 6 color buttons to keep the case looking fresh. For 10% off, use code MarksTech10 and the links will be in the description below. Now back to the video. The screen on the Pixel 3a is a 5.6 inch AMOLED panel. Long story short, movies look bomb. Now the screen does get bright, but if you use it outside in direct sunlight, you may have a tough time seeing the screen, but it's definitely still usable. The speakers on the phone are nice and loud. Yes, they're not the same front firing speakers as its older brother, the Pixel 3, which had the front firing speaker here and the front firing here. This has a similar layout to the Galaxy S10 Plus, where you do have the front firing speaker here and the bottom firing speaker here. To be honest, I never had a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it now. The speakers are nice, loud, and very crisp. Now, probably my most favorite thing about this phone, and let's be honest, is probably the reason why many will pick it up. Come on, say with me, say with me. The camera. Now, I'm not gonna go into specs. Listen, if you guys want specs, there are like hundreds of thousands of videos on YouTube saying camera specs. Most people don't even know what those are. So why would I bother doing that? Let me just show you guys some photos and you tell me if it looks good in the comments below. Boom, there you go. The Pixel's HDR is still, probably one of the best in the market. It captures very nice highs and super nice lows. It may not be as aggressive as the iPhone XS Max, for example, which boosts the shadows to almost an unbelievable amount. But the photos on the Pixel come out true to life and keeps amazing detail, even when the sun goes down. Speaking of the sun going down, that's when most phones start to fail, but the Pixel starts to shine. Literally, with its dedicated night sight mode, the Pixel sees in the dark much better than the iPhone and much better than the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus does. But seeing in the dark is one thing, but to keep the colors and eliminate noise, that's another thing. And the Pixel does it without a problem. Now, battery life on the Pixel 3a, almost forgot to add the A, is pretty good. I mean, straight out of the box, you're gonna be expecting to get about 5 hours of on-screen time, which is, it's all right. It's kind of like medium, not really, kind of low. But on the good news, if you turn off digital well-being, you can expect to get about 30 to 35 minutes more extra battery life. So if 5 hours isn't enough, you can turn off digital well-being. Boom, you got about 35 more minutes of battery life on screen time. Now, you guys gotta remember Android Q for the Pixel 3a line. The beta isn't out yet. It's coming out in June. And then the actual Android Q, full release will come out during the last bit of summer. So that will enable dark mode. Now, dark mode will be system-wide and that will help save battery tremendously. So maybe it'll even push it up towards the 6 hour mark, 6 hours of on-screen time. And that number is definitely a respectable number for a phone this size, 100%. But so far, I've never really ran into an issue where I was like, oh my God, I need to charge this phone. Never really happened, but so far so good. That's all I gotta say with the battery life. Now, kind of the last thing I wanna talk about the Pixel 3a is how does the phone how do you use the phone? Is it good? Is it fluid? Is it laggy? What is it? Well, as you guys know, this does use a Snapdragon 670 processor and it only has 4 gigs of RAM. But I'll be quite honest. As you guys know, I love and praise my Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. I've been using it ever since the day it came out. I've been using it ever since. Only a week ago, I stopped using it, just to use this phone right here. And funny enough, I don't really notice a difference. Like, really, I don't. I mean, sure, maybe the Snapdragon 855 with 8 gigs of RAM will keep apps open longer or open up Facebook 0.5 seconds faster. But do you really care about that? Like, honestly, this phone really does pack a punch. I mean, it really does. Now, I did do a gaming test on the phone for those of you who like to play games. I'll probably link it somewhere right here. You guys can click on it. Again, I don't notice a difference. Okay, yeah, maybe the graphics are a tiny bit better on the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and overall the actual screen on the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is better. But in terms of raw performance on playing video games, you won't really see that big of a difference. Like, you might get a stutter here or two while playing PUBG, even though I didn't. Again, go to the test and watch it. I never got a single lag, a single stutter playing PUBG. I played Mortal Kombat. Again, you guys will see super silky smooth, not a problem whatsoever. Listen, this phone is not an Xbox One, PS4, or even a PS3 or Xbox 360. It's a phone. So if a phone can play PUBG, can play Fortnite, Mortal Kombat, and it can play just fine, well, that's pretty good in my book. I don't know, but if you guys are hardcore gamers, obviously this phone isn't for you. You might want to get the Snapdragon 855. You might want to even wait till the next Snapdragon chip comes out. It's tough to say, but from my experience, this phone, I like it. Okay, so no phone is perfect. What are the downsides to this phone? The bezels. They are pretty chunky, but for every downside, hopefully there's always a plus side. So what's the plus side to having bezels? Well, let me show you. I'm gonna play this guy's video. His name is Mark's Tech. I don't know who he is, to be honest, but you guys should go subscribe to him. He seems pretty chill. So I'm playing Mark's Tech's videos over here. Can you guys see that? Is the light blocking it? Yeah, you can see that. The bezels are chunky. The upside is you can now hold your thumb on the phone and you'll be fine. You're not gonna interact with the screen as you would with something that's, bezel-less, for example. Now I know, the Pixel 4 is rumored to have no bezels, but I'm just saying, this phone does have bezels. It's a $400 phone. Can you really complain? No. Now, the next downside is the processor. Now you guys are probably like, Mark, what are you talking about? 30 seconds ago, you just said it was fine. It is fine, but I'm being very nitpicky over here, as you guys can probably tell. Whenever you take a photo, it takes like two or three seconds to fully process. Now, that doesn't really matter. For example, if you take a photo and put the phone in your pocket, then walk somewhere else, ooh, that's pretty cool. Click and put the phone in your pocket. You won't notice it, but when you will notice it is if you do take a photo and you want to look at it real quick, you will get this like very slight 2 to 3 second like processing kind of logo going on the bottom left-hand corner. Not that big of a deal, to be honest. I don't really care, but maybe you guys will care, and that's why I thought I'd, put this into the video. But again, let me know what you guys think about that. Now, the next downside, I guess, would be there's no two front-facing cameras, so a wide and an ultra-wide. I kind of like that, but I liked that the Pixel 3 had it. I don't really like that this one doesn't. But again, you ready for this? It's $400. Can you really be mad? It's 400 bucks. Like, come on. Now, the next downside, I guess, again, I'm being very nitpicky over here. The next downside, no IP rating. But from what I read, it costs $30 per device to get an IP rating, which is a lot of money considering count $30 times like a million cell phones that a company could sell very fast. That's a lot of money, okay? And the funny thing is, whenever you get your phone IP rated, that doesn't even still protect you against water damage. So what's the point in having it? You guys remember when iPhones were not IP rated, but they were still very water resistant? Same thing goes with this phone. I don't know though, I'm not gonna tell you guys to go test that out, but I'm pretty sure raindrops and your average maybe accidental, oops, it dropped in a toilet. Hopefully there's nothing in there, by the way. But hopefully that won't really damage the phone. Again, IP ratings cost money, and to save as much money as possible, this company, Google, decided not to do it. And that's fine by me. The next downside, no wireless charging. Well, again, it's 400 bucks. See what I'm saying? You can't really be mad at it. Like, if you want all these cool things, pay for them. You get that, the Pixel, the original Pixel 3. You save money for the Pixel 4. You get that, the Galaxy S10 Plus. You gotta pay money for all those things. So this phone is really meant for something for someone that really doesn't care about wireless charging. They don't care about IP ratings. They don't care about having two front-facing cameras. All they care about is a phone that's fast, does the job, and takes arguably one of the best photos. Now the videos aren't that good. As you guys can tell, I didn't even mention videos in here. They're okay. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, they'll get the job done. Is it iPhone XS Max level? Hell no. Is it Samsung Galaxy S10 level? Hell no. But does it do the job? Yes, 100%. So guys, that is pretty much it. This is Mark from Mark's Tech. If you are new here, consider subscribing. These are the types of videos I do. I don't talk about specs because what I figured is that most people don't even know what those mean, to be honest. They read specs, they read a lower processor and think it's garbage. I'm the person that debunks that and says, that's not always the case, so there's no point in saying all these specs into a video. So guys, again, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe if you're new here, and type the comment below. What do you think about the Pixel 3a? Is it a good phone? Let me know.